everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy that I'm finally recording a video. Actually पिछले 2 हफ्ते से I haven't uploaded anything on my channel. The reason behind is like I was really busy, and I was busy because it's my birthday month. Well, हर साल I celebrate my birthday like every other person do, but I don't celebrate it as in party. But 1 month where I go underground, I don't interact with anyone or whatever. It's just I don't like to celebrate my birthday. But this year my birthday is kind of special because I am turning 30. I do really feel like 30, but I don't feel 30. Well, since मेरा birthday सिर्फ 3 दिन बाद है, I thought why not make a video on how it feels to be turning 30, or my life advices, or that typical title kind of things. Okay, so starting with the video, this video will be in 2 parts. The first part will be things I wish I did in my 20s, and then the second part will be how my life actually turned out without the advices I wish I had in my 20s. Does that make sense? I don't know what I'm saying, so let's just get into it, right? Okay, so I'm gonna start really basic here. I wish I went to a derma when I was in my 20s. I don't know मैंने अपने चैनल पे कितनी बार ये भाषण देना है that I wish मैंने वो डॉक्टर की अपॉइंटमेंट स्केड्यूल कर ली होती, because I also had acne like when I was like 19, 20, 21, like overall 25 तक. But my skin type is weird कि मेरे pores बंद हो जाते हैं, and then I do get the pimples, but they don't show up on the skin itself. So in my 20s what happened, मुझे था कि हाँ दिख तो रहे नहीं है, it's just skin के नीचे, and it doesn't matter, with time it will go away. But they never went away, so they are still under my skin somewhere. They are the dead pimples, but I don't know how to get them out until I go get some expensive procedure done. So next, I wish I learned early how to save money. Well, I started earning really early in my life. जब मैं शायद 18-19 साल की थी. I did some marketing gigs, I did some event planning. I don't even remember specifically कि मैंने कितनी jobs की हैं, but yes, I started doing it while I was in college because I was too shy to ask money from my parents, but I did wanted money, so whatever money I'm having, I'm spending it on myself. I am eating stuff, I am buying stuff. So with every job that I progressed over the years, that was the same mentality that I left with. Like, I'm turning 30 and I feel very ashamed. You can take example out of me that I have no savings at the moment. So yeah, this is the one thing that I'm gonna do from now on. I hope I can save money. I'm still learning on it. Next thing that I really wish I did in my early 20s is I wish I knew how to love my parents more. It's a very heavy subject, but I should tell you that when I was a teen, I was a very rebellious kind of person, and plus I used to take things on a very granted basis. Like, वो back of the mind था मेरे कि they're gonna stay here, they are not going anywhere, and I can act out or I can do whatever I want to do. But मैं अपने आप को बहुत busy भी रखती थी उस time में कि I'm just not staying at home every day. I'm out from like early morning till late night. So what happened was that it kind of damaged my relationship with my parents. Like, now I feel like that I haven't given them enough time. I never really knew what they actually liked, what they like to eat, or what they don't like. 2 साल पहले I lost my dad. So that was it. Like, that was it for me, like, to understand like कि parent ना हो तो how it feels. So, and I hope you guys can just reflect back on what I said and at least make time for your parents. No is a complete word, line, statement, a paragraph, an essay, or whatever. मेरे को अच्छा लगता था when I'm pleasing people, when I'm pleasing anybody, like my teachers or my friends, the guys I dated in the past or whatever. But इस चक्कर में I ignored myself a lot. Like, हर चीज़ के लिए I used to say yes. If my friend is asking hey, do you like to go here, and I was like yes. And in सब चीज़ों में I ignored myself like anything. It affected my studies. It affects salary system, if you can say. Like, मैंने jobs पे switch इसीलिए कि sometimes that my friend is going there and blah blah blah. I even switched cities in between just for some people. So that was crazy. It took me a great deal of time to understand myself and my worth. And this point brings towards the next point, which is I wish I was more self-centered. I have explained already, but I think it's very important that you realize your own worth. You make decisions for yourself and you do things which benefits you. In a small run, in a long run, doesn't matter. Okay, so the next point is really personal to me, and that is I wish I can make amends with the people whom I ever hold a grudge against. Well, for me, holding a grudge is almost like, just beating yourself and expecting someone else to feel the pain of it. But let me tell you, there is nothing that you can get out of the whole situation. मेरी अब तक की ज़िंदगी में I did some bad things to other people and the other people did some bad things to me, and somehow in my memories those things are like scratched. If I'm gonna meet those people again, Hana, so I will try to come onto some similar ground so that I can just empty my mind. And I think there is nothing more worth than keeping your mental peace over things. So this is the one thing I would like to do in the future in case I meet those people. Okay, so मैंने अभी तक बहुत सारी चीज़ें बता दी that I wish I did in my 20s. Now it's time for all the advices that you can take from me out of all the decisions that I made in my 20s that I turned out like this. I'm gonna start really romantically here. Give a person a chance that you thought they are not your type. It's all about taking risks in your life. कुछ लोगों के साथ ऐसा था we are like very alike. हम दोनों के दिमाग में एक ही चीज़ चल रही है without even saying anything, and then I met a person, मेरा म्यूजिक टेस्ट बड़ा मैच करता है, and then we vibe on stuff, and then there were other people जिनके साथ मेरी कुछ हॉबीज़ मिलती थी, and my ideal type जो मैंने अपने दिमाग में बना रखा था that a guy should be like this and that and whatever, and I did meet those people, but it never worked out for me. I met Surya. That was totally on a whim that we decided to meet, and when we met, I knew straight away that we are complete opposites. But look how it turned out. So yes, I took a little risk in my life, and I would advise you to just, I mean, if you want to. I just said it. Okay, so the second advice I want to tell you guys is like, there are many stupid questions out in the world, but probably you're not asking one, or maybe the right one. Do not be afraid to ask questions. मैं बहुत ही ज़्यादा extrovert kind of person हूँ, but when it comes to me, like me gaining knowledge, me want to do anything, or me asking things, I was like a very introvert kind of person, right? That time. इस वजह से I lost many chances, I lost many opportunities, I know I suffered a lot because of this. Right one की तो बात छोड़ो, but I was a kind of person जिसने कुछ पूछा ही नहीं. Like I never used to question back. Like imagine if I'm suffering in a relationship, like I did, like I was never gutsy to ask them the question like why you did this, or why it happened, or where it felt like that you are lacking or I am lacking and stuff like that. Once you create this habit of being curious, being want to know things, being want to know a person or a topic or anything, sometimes you like universe works out and you end up on being asking the right question, which can benefit you a lot. So you have to start somewhere. Okay, so that brings out to another point. Comparison is a thief of joy. Okay, I'm gonna admit something here, and just like everybody else, or maybe not like everybody else, but I went through a phase where I was very much comparable towards the rich friends I had, the rich parents they had, and I did that. By rich friends or rich parents was like I used to compare, like their life is sorted, and look at me, like FYI, I belong from a middle class family. Like my family earns okay, like, but my parents were like very strict about the money, and then they used to give me just 100 rupees per week when I was in a college. So महीने का मेरे को I think 350-400 रुपए मिलता था, including the weekends. And I used to think कि why my parents are doing this, and that brings out to the another thing, like just comparing rich parents towards my parents. I did that a lot कि काश मैं इस फैमिली में पैदा हुई होती, and like why my parents are like this, and also the body images, like she looks lovely, ये बहुत पतली है, I'm fat. और जब मैं पतली हो गई थी अपने कॉलेज में, then I was like यार ये कपड़े मुझे पे अच्छे नहीं लग रहे, ये उस पर तो बड़े अच्छे लग रहे हैं, शी हैज़ लाइक लेस ब्रॉड शोल्डर, मेरे बड़े ब्रॉड हैं, मेरे पे कट स्लीव अच्छे नहीं लगते. बट दोज आर लाइक रियली नेगेटिव थिंग्स. एंड मुझे ये लगता है कि मेरी बहुत ज़्यादा परसेंटेज ऑफ हैप्पीनेस गॉट सैक्रिफाइस्ड समवेयर while I was comparing things. So that is my one advice to you ki do not compare yourself at least, or just do not compare the situations. Like हर किसी के life में ना there are like some things going on which you are not aware of. वो ऊपर से बड़ी shiny things लगती हैं, but everybody is suffering somewhere. And I think comparison से the only person you are hurting is yourself. I would say it is also a little negative part on yourself that you are not realizing your self-worth. Hey, location change. बहुत गर्मी हो रही है यहाँ पे, and I was just sitting outside without AC, without fan, क्योंकि obviously recording में वो आवाज़ें आती हैं. And मेरा कैमरा ऑलरेडी 5 बार बंद हो चुका है, so because the internal temperature was too high, so I thought I should just change my seats and complete this video. Anyways, coming back to the video, friend everybody calling toxic is actually a toxic friend. Well, मेरे पास बहुत ही ज़्यादा spicy story है about this which I'm gonna share now. When I was in a college, मेरा एक group था, like a trio group, how that works. उस time पे I was very naive to feel anything or to say anything or whatever. So I was a part of this. But eventually मेरी एक friend बनी, उसका नाम था रितु है, मतलब उसका नाम था रितु, but we are not in contact anymore. In my group there was like certain inside jokes उस लड़की के बारे में, the way she dresses up or the way she looks, and feel so bad saying this out loud, like all these things about her. But I've always had this soft corner, like वो back of the mind मेरे दिमाग में था कि why we are doing this, like why we are discussing her, and she was mostly like a topic that we would talk about when we were getting bored. I used to feel really bad about it, and उस time पे I was trying to friend this girl, and because I used to feel bad, जो हम group में चल रहा था, and I was a part of it. Obviously I was responsible for what I spoke about. This girl Ritu, she was super sweet, super intelligent in the studies, by the way, and she used to treat me in such an amazing way. And abhi thinking back now, I want to, I mean, if you're watching this, Ritu, like I want to apologize. And maybe in the past you knew that what we were doing, and maybe you didn't knew, but I really want to say sorry. And apart from this college thing or whatever, अगर तुमने कहीं पे जॉब की है तो ऑफिसेस सीन्स में भी you might have like met those people जो हर किसी की लाइफ में इंटरेस्टेड रहते हैं. They used to backbite and they used to bitch about the other people. I'm telling you, 90% the person who's bitching about the other person is like a bitch. Okay, so we are on the last advice of this video, and I want to tell you guys that sometimes unplanned things can turn into the lifetime of experiences and memories. I'm not telling you कि हमेशा unplanned ही चलना मेरी तरह, because I was the kind of person जो whim पे चलती थी, like go with the flow and stuff like that. And yes, मेरे पास बहुत अच्छी memories हैं about the things which I did or whatever, or I did whatever. But yes, don't be that rigid in your life. Like I know मैंने पूरी वीडियो में ये बोला have goals, but sometimes if you don't even have goals, you're just like me, like 50% of it. मैंने जो चीज़ें प्लान की थी in my life very early on, like मेरे को नॉन मेडिकल लेना था but मैंने कॉमर्स ले ली, मेरा क्रश कोई और था, मैं रिलेशनशिप में किसी और के साथ चली गई, all that things. I mean, obviously they were like chaos, and it's very hard to explain or to justify this point ki unplanned things. I have some beautiful memories right now, like and I don't blame it, or I don't say anything else to anybody. But मैं ये भी कहना चाहूँगी, there is some downside towards this thing also, that कई बार unplanned things turn out to be mishaps, or sometimes it's good to just loosen up a little bit, but you should have a little control of the overall situation. I mean, that's my advice to you guys. Like, it's okay to not have goals in your life too. बहुत टाइम तक मेरी लाइफ में गोल्स नहीं थे. आई जस्ट ओनली न्यू आई वॉन्टेड टू अर्न मनी बट आई डिडंट न्यू हाउ. Somehow it turned out okay for me and I hope it can turn out okay for you guys as well. मेरी इस पूरी वीडियो का कोई तुक बन नहीं रहा है but you know these are the things which I wanted to share with my subscriber. It feels like you know this is a safe space where I can come and I can talk about my things. I'm not sure if you guys have enjoyed this but I can hope that you enjoyed it and I'll see you until the next video. Bye bye.